Good morning from Alaska. I'm on a trail called the Tors Trail, T-O-R-S, which I think are big rock formations. Anyway, it's a 15-mile loop trail. It goes up to a mountaintop where these rock formations are. Anyway, I got on trail at 8. It's about 9 now. Cool, damp morning. Hadn't rained yet, but it's supposed to later. I'm hoping to get this knocked out before it rolls in. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this trail. It's pretty thick and quite yellow. There was a fire here not many years ago, and so this is all fairly new, young vegetation. I think these are birches that I'm walking through. Anyway, they're in their full fall colors. Anyway, I haven't seen any big wildlife yet, just some curious birds. And some squirrels. That's about it. There was a sign at the foot of the trail warning against grizzly bears, noting that this is an area where they frequent, so we're just warning the would-be hiker to be on alert. Anyway, I'm gonna work my way over this ridge I've been climbing for about half an hour. I think it does a couple more of these ups and downs before you get to the big mountain at the end where the Tors are. So I'm gonna get back to it. I'm about a mile further than I was. I checked in before. I finally crested this ridge. It's flattened out a little bit. I think I go down into a little saddle here, and then I pick back up for another mile and a half climb. Anyway, as you can see at the top, where it gets clearly the most sun, this trail has gotten quite thick. Well, relatively speaking. Fortunately, I don't think ticks are a problem in Alaska this time of year. We've had a couple of freezes already, so I'm not concerned about that. But anyway, still a pretty trail, just getting a little thick. Anxious to see what the next several miles looks like. Hopefully it doesn't just continue to thicken to a point where it becomes a real chore to get through. I don't mind doing a little bushwhacking, but I don't want to spend 12 of the 15 miles doing so. Anyway, this trail is still well defined enough to get to navigate, so I'm going to keep working my way, and hopefully I'll be at the top before lunch. Well, I am a glutton for punishment. This trail has just gotten to be insane. I keep saying to myself, I'm not going to keep doing this, but then next thing I know, 20 or 30 minutes has passed, and I'm still here. It definitely makes for incredibly slow going, and raises some concerns about actually being able to finish this hike, being that it's 15 miles and I'm trudging along at maybe a mile an hour, mile and a half an hour in spots. Anyway, every once in a while I get a little clear spot, but for the most part, this is kind of what I'm dealing with. I suspect that this hike was totally different before the fire. when all these trees were mature and you didn't have all this thick underbrush. It has definitely changed since the fire. Probably be better in the spring too. Anyway, it's not a bad day. It's just kind of chilly and breezy. Anyway, I'm right at mile 4. So, and it's supposed to be a pretty significant ascent coming up that takes me out of the top of the mountain where the tours are. And I'm told also there's, or so I've read at least, there's some significant rock scrambling as you get out of this forest, which I'm actually looking forward to. Rock scrambling is not going to be any faster, but at least to be able to see and take it all in. I guess the only upside to this is there is a bear in the area. You can probably hear me coming a mile away through here. All right, I'll check in when I get to the top, if I make it to the top. Well, I come out of the thick and I'd almost welcome it back because this right here is, how steep would be an understatement. I've certainly been on steeper, but this is definitely quite an ascent in spots. Actually, it's tapering off a little bit compared to what I just came through. But anyway, I can't imagine I'm not getting close to the top of this ridge here because it is incredibly windy up here. I'm just not seeing much above me. I actually don't mind these uphills. It's the downs that I dread. My knees just hate the steep descents. I'm hoping, as this is a loop trail, that the return is a little less steep. And I think it's going to be because I'm only at mile 5 and there's 10 more ahead of me. And we're about to summit, so if it takes 10 miles to get down to the bottom what took 5 to get up, it's a pretty good indicator that it's going to be less steep, or the route's just going to be a lot longer, roller coastering. Anyway, I'm going to keep at it. Yeah, it is chilly as it can be up here, and I'm just soaking wet. Definitely gonna have to layer up when I get up here. The views are pretty good. These are really good. Well, we summited finally. Now we're just gonna run this ridge for, I don't know, I'm at the 10 or 5 mile mark, so for several miles. Anyway, there's all the tours. There's some tours off in the distance. Work my way that way and then up down that ridge to those tours. For now, I'm gonna take this view in. The wind is not muffling my voice too much. Wow. Just wow. Show you one more time. There's another one of these tours, pretty big. Not really a good way to go up there though. I'm not even gonna try it. It's like hitting some like I'm running the ridge up here. Just absolutely, completely filled with berries, cranberries and blueberries and some other berries. I don't know. It looks like there's some kind of, I don't know what they are. They look like blueberries, but I know they're not. Anyway, plenty of red and yellow up here. Definitely fall. And definitely made dealing with all that climbing and bushwhacking kind of hiking worthwhile. This is definitely worth the effort. I don't know what the descent's going to be like on the other side, but we'll deal with that when I get to it. Summit, I think. On this trail. Something off in the distance. It's showing us absolutely staggeringly huge. It's in and out of the yeah, I mean, I think I'm seeing part of it. I think the top is still I can't see on this video. Here, and let me just tell you, it's like straight up, man. Anyway, oh, and let me just tell you how thick it was down there. It was just craziness. Spectacular view, but boy, this is turned into quite the expedition here. I'm thinking it's gonna be probably just about dark by the time we get back. Well, not dark, it's Alaska. Supper time, let's call it supper time. Anyway, I'm gonna put this down because this is gonna be all fours getting up to the top here. So, I'm still working my way along this trail. I'm 6.5 miles into a 15-mile trail. It's just seems to go on forever, but I gotta tell you, I have no doubt now that I am seeing McKinley off in the distance. It absolutely stands so high above all the other mountains, and I am so grateful to be able to see it, even at this distance. I don't know if it's gonna come out in this video or not, but I consulted my map and checked my directions, and that's it. Anyway, I'm gonna go up and over this set of tours, and I don't know where this trail's gonna eventually turn off and start heading back, but I still have another 14 kilometers before this thing ends, so it's gonna be a long day. What a change in scenery. I'm up on the top of this. Pretty expansive ridge at that, but anyway, it's like a soft, mucky, spongy, wet, grassy tundra kind of area. I'm surprised I can get through here without getting wet feet. It is a mucky mess up here. Lots of footprints too. bear. Anyway, it's pretty spectacular. You know, definitely getting a dose of everything on this hike. But yeah, this is pretty cool up here. I'm glad somebody because this is, otherwise you don't have any clue which way to go. Out here it's all the same. There's no really worn down trail. Anyone's just walking across this grass. Really bumpy stuff, but anyway, I finally reached the halfway point just a few minutes ago. It's about 12:45 into this, almost 5 hours into this. So I'm definitely gonna be out here till close to supper time. That last mile was brutal. Feet are wet. Everything's off camber. I tell you what, these Alaskan trails don't give up their miles easy. You gotta work for every one, man. Anyway, I'm here at this shelter on top of the mountain. Basically, obviously they built it up here. No roads up here. There's nothing up here. No cell phone service. Nothing. Anyway, this is just a shelter. Let's come up here actually and stay in the shelter. I'm sure people have. And I'm gonna go check it out, and actually I'll check it out with you, or check it out together. How's that? Drop my porch here. Well, it's primitive, but you know what, if it's snowing or cold or rainy, or it's definitely a nice place to get out of the wind. So I'm gonna have my lunch here and get back on the trail. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is a large porcupine, and he was right in front of me. He did not seem all too happy. There he goes. He's on the trail, checking me out. Just walked up on this porcupine. I'm actually fortunate he didn't get me, because he was just feet in front of me. He's slowly walking away there, but he doesn't seem to be too bothered by me. In fact, he's I think he's more curious than anything. Never known him to be really aggressive, but I wouldn't want to get tangled up with those quills. Sorry, that video's not very good, but he's just checking me out. Look at him. Well, I'm not going to stand here all day. He is on the trail, but I'm going to see if this little porcupine will run off the trail when I get closer. I'm not sure what I'll use to defend myself, should he want to throw some of those quills up in my face, but he's working his way down slowly. Pretty cool though. He's much bigger than I was expecting. You can't see him. He's kind of hidden in this brush up here. In fact, I've lost sight of him now, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. I wouldn't mind actually keeping my eyes on him. I'd hate for him to be right off the trail. Let's see if we can get maybe a little bit closer view. A little concerning. I have no idea where he ran off to. Doesn't seem to be in a hurry though. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's the first big animal, relatively big, not real big, but decent sized mammal I've seen on this hike. And there he is, see him? He's walking. It's funny, he's walking right on the trail. Let me zoom it in here, one more click. It's funny, he's, instead of going off to the side, he's walking the trail right along with me. Yeah, you see him? Look at that thing. It could probably put a hurting on you. Hey, buddy. We're going the same direction, it looks like. There he goes. He's moving a little bit faster. Of all the animals I was expecting to see, porcupine was not on my list. Certainly didn't make the top 10. It's funny, he's just staying on this trail. It's like he knows it's a trail. Taking the path of least resistance. Yeah, he's still holding his own. I'm going to shut this off for a minute. If I get close again, I'll turn it back on. I have literally been following this porcupine for, I don't know, several hundred yards. And I'm just amazed that it is not leaving this trail. We got plenty of opportunities to go left or go right, but he's staying right on the trail, man. I get glimpses of him every 20 or 30 seconds or so, I'll get one. And he's staying just enough in front of me to keep a safe distance. Yeah, he's right through there. He's getting in this thick stuff though. I get a little nervous because he could be off to the side. I'd never see him until I was right up on him. Like I said, he doesn't seem to be too terribly scared of me, or maybe just enough so to just keep a little bit of distance. But other than that, he's just, usually when you see an animal in the wild like that, they scurry off pretty quick. Not this guy. Now I have lost. I keep saying him. I'm just assuming it's a him. It could be a female porcupine for all I know. Yeah, I think I've definitely finally lost. May have finally lost the porcupine. It was pretty neat though. I've never seen one this close up. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a porcupine before in the wild. It was kind of a neat experience. Definitely a little bigger than I was expecting. And I could see how it could definitely put a hurting on you if it wanted to, if you got too close. Anyway, I've lost him. He's probably not far ahead, but anyway, I'll show you the view. I'm about 6 miles from the finish, and it's 2 o'clock, so miles are slow, hard miles up here, but it's all right. I don't have anything else to do today. Today was just going to be a hike day anyway, so go back and get cleaned up, and I'm thinking spaghetti for dinner. I've been carrying spaghetti around in my pantry in my truck for the whole trip, and I think tonight's gonna be a spaghetti night. Maybe some bread with some olive oil on it, and maybe a can of green beans. It's as good as it gets. At least as good as it gets when you're living out of your vehicle. This will probably be the last video of the hike. I'm shooting this from my phone. I should have brought my GoPro, but anyway, my battery's almost dead. Anyway, we're down to like the last 2 miles maybe. 4 o'clock. I can Smell the rain. I can see the rain and smell it. I know it's coming. I don't know if I'll make it back or not. But anyway, I just wanted to show you. We got into some nice woods down here towards the bottom. It's just gorgeous down here. Everything's in full color. And apparently the fire that they had in 04 did not affect this area right down here. So this has been a nice change of pace. I imagine much of the hike was like this before 04, before the fire, so it would have really been nice to do it back then and see what it looked like. Anyway, it's been a heck of a day. Should be back by 5. Give me about 9 hours on trail, 30 minutes for lunch. And some tired old knees, but worth every step. And yeah, I can definitely see the rain off in the distance now. I'm coming around a corner here and definitely getting a dark sky. So with any luck, I'll beat it back, but I don't know. I don't know if that'll be the case or not.